Is Khamzat going to be able to take me down? Absolutely. Absolutely, he'll be able to take me down. This is how a fight works. I would hope so. Isn't he like some Swedish champion or something? I would hope he could take me down. But then he has to deal with me on the ground, and he has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take him?
Khamzat fighting against Dricus. Who do you think he wins?
I think Khamzat is gonna win because I don't see anyone preparing properly for Khamzat. They are bringing wrestlers to train them to defend takedowns and all that, but Khamzat doesn't do the normal stuff. Khamzat.
This is not striking. This is not wrestling. This is not grappling. This is MMA. And yes, I do think his wrestling is phenomenal. But when the night comes, it's not about teaching him a lesson. It's about proving once again that I will be the greatest of all time. Yes, I know his wrestling is great. It is, 100%. He's proven that. I mean, look at his performances. But you're only as good as your opponent lets you. And I won't let you look good. I can let you look good, but I can't let you win, unfortunately.
Before we get started, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next in the world of MMA. Let's jump in. Dricus Du Plessis just sent a direct and intense message to Khamzat Chimaev ahead of what's shaping up to be one of the most anticipated fights in the division. Although the bout isn't officially locked in on paper, DDP revealed that he and the UFC have already come to an understanding regarding two possible dates. He assured fans that the fight will take place within the next 4 months. As for the recent chatter about him being injured, Du Plessis laughed it off and said those pushing that narrative are going to feel embarrassed once the truth comes out. He added that he's been ready the whole time, has accepted every date the UFC brought to him, and is just waiting for the final contract to make it official.
We have a date. But we have potential of 2 dates. I already agreed to both. A lot of people saying, is it this year? Yes, 100%. It's not far away. It's not that far away. The announcement will be made soon. And me and the UFC, we've known this all these rumors that came out with injuries. I don't know where it came from. It was ridiculous. I was like, okay. And I just left it for like a week. And then I was like, okay, everybody had their fun. Now you're all going to look stupid. And we've already agreed on a date. We had, and that's been a while ago. So I'm just waiting for the contract, but that's the fight that's happening. It's going to be happening in the next couple of months, maximum 4 months. It's going to happen one of these days. But nothing's signed, but I've already agreed to any date. Yeah. Any date that they gave me, I said, cool, ready, let's do it.
Khamzat Chimaev, on his end, responded with curiosity about Dricus's performance as champion. He admitted Du Plessis had caught his attention, but questioned whether he could handle powerful grapplers, especially after seeing Robert Whittaker successfully take him down.
Wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
Despite the competitive edge, Du Plessis didn't shy away from giving props to Chimaev, calling his wrestling phenomenal and world-class. He also acknowledged the elite talents of Israel Adesanya's striking and Sean Strickland's boxing, saying those records speak for themselves. But Du Plessis reminded everyone that MMA isn't about excelling in just one area. It's about the full skill set.
His wrestling is world-class. It's phenomenal. But so is Israel Adesanya's striking, right? And so is Sean Strickland's boxing, world-class. Adesanya's striking, world-class. His kickboxing record speaks for itself. This is not striking, this is not wrestling, this is not grappling, this is MMA.
He reiterated that while he recognizes Chimaev's abilities, his main focus is to prove he's the best in the world. DDP praised Khamzat's performances but stated clearly, a fighter only performs as well as their opponent allows. And he plans to ensure Chimaev won't have that chance.
Yes, I do think his wrestling is phenomenal. But when the night comes, it's not about teaching him a lesson. It's about proving once again that I will be the greatest of all time and doing whatever I have to prove that. Because, yes, I know his wrestling is great. It is, 100%. He's proven that. I mean, look at his performances. But you're only as good as your opponent lets you. And I won't let you look good. I can let you look good, but I can't let you win, unfortunately.
Former UFC contender Darren Till threw in his prediction. confidently stating that Chimaev would finish Du Plessis in under 2 rounds. He talked up Khamzat's strength, mentality, and technical dominance. And while he gave Du Plessis credit for his awkward style and effort, he believes Chimaev is simply operating on a different level. Till also brought up a recent video chat with Chimaev where they talked about training together in Dubai, ending their conversation with some playful teasing between Till and Ariel Helwani about fitness.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to title defenses, DDP said he doesn't let pressure get to him. He doesn't stress over variables he can't control and trusts that the UFC will have a plan if anything shifts. He explained that his training doesn't revolve around any specific fighter, not even Khamzat. Instead, his goal is to perfect himself.
Those are the kind of forces that doesn't bother me because I try not to be concerned about things that I have no control over. UFC always finds a plan. Like I said, I don't prepare for Khamzat. I prepare to be the best Dricus. Yeah. So after that, if he pulls out fight week, UFC will get somebody else. There's a lot of contenders right now.
UFC legend Rampage Jackson shared his view on the potential matchup. He called it a top-tier clash and credited Dricus for his recent gritty and dominant performances. Still, he believes Khamzat brings an overwhelming level of ferocity and aggression that's hard to match. Rampage called Chimaev a beast and said his wild, pressuring style could be the difference.
Who do you think wins, DDP or Khamzat?
DDP versus Khamzat, that was a really good matchup.
We saw what DDP did in the last couple fights. He put on some clinics, right?
Yeah, DDP, he got that dog in him too. You know what I'm saying? He's really good, but we all know Khamzat is a beast.
He's a different animal.
He's a different animal.
Du Plessis spoke further about what his 3rd title defense would represent. He sees it as a critical milestone in his mission to become the greatest middleweight ever and the best version of himself. He stressed that it's not just about defending the belt. It's about proving himself against top-caliber opponents. This next bout, he said, is crucial, and he's fully committed to walking away with the title still in his possession. He emphasized that the championship belt doesn't define him. His performances do.
Absolutely. I think and especially, I always say it's not just about defending the belt, about who you defend it against. And yeah, defending it this 3rd time would mean the absolute world to me, and believe me, I'm going to defend it. I'm going to defend it. This, you know, win or die trying. I said, there's no way. I'm not leaving wherever this fight is without my belt. There's no way. The belt doesn't define me. My performance defines me. And unfortunately, for me to be defined, this is the personification of that. This is just a metaphor of chasing greatness and being the greatest.
To Du Plessis, the belt is a symbol of greatness in progress, not the final achievement. He believes he's already the top middleweight on the planet, and now has the opportunity to show that again. While he's proud of what he's accomplished, his ultimate mission is to be remembered as the best to ever compete. To do that, he's aiming for a career-defining performance in his next fight, one that he hopes will push him closer to legendary status.
Right now, I'm the best middleweight in the world, and this is what I get to prove that. But I have a lot of goals. A lot of them have been reached, but I have a few more. And being the greatest of all time is the final goal. And for me to achieve that goal, I need to go out there and put on the best performance of my life. And that's what I'm going to do.
Sean Strickland analyzed the upcoming bout and focused on the grappling battle. He pointed out that while Chimaev competes under the Swedish flag, his wrestling is rooted in Chechen grappling, a style Strickland says he's become familiar with during training. He respects that kind of toughness, but believes there are ways to break it down with the right plan. According to Strickland, if Dricus is able to neutralize Chimaev's wrestling and dictate the fight, he could win in dominant fashion.
So those little Chechen, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with these for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down. You know, I sparred the Chechen whore, like hands down. I think Dricus wins.
But Strickland's technical breakdown got overshadowed by a controversial outburst. He made a highly offensive remark, using inappropriate language to describe Chimaev and others with similar cultural backgrounds, linking it to his Muslim faith. The backlash online was immediate, with many condemning his words as both xenophobic and Islamophobic. His outburst ended up distracting from the actual fight analysis.
But it's just going to come down to, like, are you going to be able to, like, stop that counter? Are you going to be able to counter wrestle? And, like, you can. It's not hard. You just got to, like, it's not hard. But, you know, I've been training these little terrorists forever. So it's like, I just got to know how to do it.
Middleweight prospect Caio Baralho gave his take, predicting that Khamzat would beat Du Plessis. He explained that many fighters try to prepare for Chimaev using traditional wrestling counters, which just doesn't work. Baralho said Chimaev's style mixes unpredictable movement with constant striking pressure, making him much harder to train for. He added that without a deep understanding of Chimaev's timing and rhythm, most opponents fall apart.
Khamzat fighting against Dricus. Who do you think he wins?
I think Khamzat is gonna win because I don't see anyone preparing properly for Khamzat. They are bringing wrestlers to train them to defend takedowns and all that, but Khamzat doesn't do the normal stuff. Khamzat doesn't do wrestling. He does MMA wrestling. It's different. You need to understand his system, what he wants next. You need to understand this first, and then you start to prepare for him. And I think Khamzat is gonna win for Dricus.
Dricus Du Plessis had previously shared his own expectations for how the fight would unfold. He acknowledged that Khamzat will likely take him down, but added that he's more than capable on the ground. DDP even said he could take Khamzat down too. He explained that many fighters avoid grappling with Chimaev, a mistake he doesn't plan to make.
Is Khamzat going to be able to take me down? Absolutely. Absolutely he'll be able to take me down. This is how a fight works. I would hope so. Isn't he like some Swedish champion or something? I would hope he could take me down. But then he has to deal with me on the ground, and he has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take Khamzat down? Absolutely. I'm not scared of Khamzat wrestling. I'm not evading. I'm not trying to stay off the ground with Khamzat. That's the mistake everybody makes.
He gave credit to Chimaev's talent, but questioned the level of competition Khamzat has truly faced outside of Robert Whittaker. Du Plessis reminded everyone that this fight won't be just about grappling. It will involve striking, scrambling, and transitions. And that's where he thrives.
Khamzat is an incredible fighter. Nobody has been able to beat him, but he hasn't fought anybody of note other than Robert Whittaker. That is it. This is not a grappling competition. I am not the best grappler, wrestler, or striker. When we mix it all up, I am. That's why I have this. He couldn't even get a title a welterweight. Now he wants to come to middleweight. Great, let's go.
Bo Nickel also weighed in, siding with Chimaev due to his dominant grappling. As a fellow elite wrestler, Nickel admitted his bias, but pointed out that wrestling and grappling are ruling modern MMA. He mentioned fighters like Islam Makhachev, Merab Dvalishvili, and Bilal Muhammad as evidence of this shift, adding that even striking heavy fighters like Whittaker have solid wrestling foundations. According to Nickel, that style is nearly impossible to deal with once it takes control.
I would, just based on the styles, I just think the grappling style, I might be biased. I'm definitely biased, but I think the grappling style is so hard to beat, and it's so hard to defend against. And I guess if you look at it from a analytical point of view, you have so many. It's really become the dominant force in the sport. You got Merab, you got Islam, you got Bilal, you got Khamzat. You even have, you can even look at Topuria. Obviously, people know he's more of a boxing style, and he does a lot more striking. But his background is wrestling. He did that before anything else. And so, it's really wrestlers that are dominating, grapplers that are dominating the sport right now. And so, I think that I would give the edge to Khamzat.
However, Nickel brought up a major question mark. Khamzat hasn't been tested in championship rounds. Du Plessis, on the other hand, has shown he can push through late into fights. If the match goes into the 4th or 5th round, Nickel believes DDP could pull ahead, though he still sees Chimaev's wrestling as the most likely deciding factor.
But we still have yet to see Khamzat ever fight a 4th and a 5th round. We've seen that from DDP, and so that's where he would have the advantage. If it goes deep, 4th and 5th round, I think that DDP might be able to pull it out, but, all in all, I think the grappling style is definitely an overwhelming style to try to deal with.
Tim Welch, coach of Sean O'Malley, talked about how a potential fight between Khamzat and Sean Strickland would look. He said Strickland's ability to recover after takedowns could give Chimaev trouble. But Welch also noted that Chimaev has shown a more respectful demeanor lately, especially when dealing with other top-ranked fighters. However, he believes Du Plessis might provoke a different side of Chimaev, potentially making him more emotional and reckless, which could turn the fight into pure chaos.
I mean, I would love to see Khamzat versus Strickland too. Khamzat said in training, I submitted him multiple times. In a fight, it's a little different. And Strickland, you've seen Strickland get dumped before. He is an expert at getting up. He's really good wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu. But just like you said, can you survive the first 3 minutes with that dude? I get everybody. I miss the crazy Khamzat, but now that he's getting into these top 5 elite guys, I mean, it's probably better that he's not crazy Khamzat.
Dude, I mean, that looked like crazy Khamzat to me.
All week being respectful of the press conferences, respectful of like everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than he used to be.
DDP has a way of poking at opponents too, though, so you might be able to pull that crazy Khamzat back out of him.
I'd love to see DDP beat him.
Nixon also weighed in, saying that Du Plessis' awkward movement often throws opponents off. The best way to beat him, according to Nixon, is to take him down and keep him there. That's the only way to stop his rhythm and neutralize his striking.
I'm so curious how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated in what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down, put him on his back.
Lastly, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson gave his detailed take on the middleweight showdown. He stressed that pacing will be crucial. He sees Du Plessis having the edge in striking if he can avoid the takedowns and keep the fight standing. Johnson pointed out that Chimaev has shown signs of slowing down in later rounds, and that's where DDP's unconventional striking could make the difference. But he was also clear that Chimaev's wrestling is a serious threat that Du Plessis will need to be ready for from start to finish.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him.
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best.
Yep.
He's going to be awkward. He's going to be, ha, 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 do the kicks. And I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah.
Like
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional. But I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is gonna put in the bag.
If you're hyped for this potential war between Chimaev and Du Plessis, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think takes it? The relentless grappler or the unpredictable brawler? Hit like, subscribe, and stay locked in for more fight news and updates.